EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us about 20 miles south of downtown L.A. at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and our home team. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. A shotgun snap for Watson. Rolling to his left. That's caught. It's Robert Tonyan, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now Jones. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
On second down, it's Jones. He's got the first down here inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Now a first down throw. Watson. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking to throw again on second down. Watson. Touchdown, Packers. Sammy Watkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Load it. Run 80. Bravo.
Throwing Rivers. Completes it to Benjamin. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hey, Rocket. Hey, Charlie.
Now Rivers. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 27-yard line. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
A first down throw here for Rivers. Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Mike's 50. Hey, Haywood. He's not going to get me. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. 65.
To throw again. Rivers. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Watch the shit. Watch the shit. Hey, dude. Hey, Mike 50. Mike 50. Mike 50.
Rivers again. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on 4th down, on comes the Charger kicker, Michael Badgley. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
Jesus.
A big hitter there. A first down gain of
audibles just to get
26
some
yards.
What's wrong with this
They
nigga?
came into this game saying it was important that they set the
20
tone and
fucking
show
audibles?
that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
20 fucking audibles. 20 fucking audibles.
Watson on first down.
Give me that shit.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nasir Adderley, the rookie from Delaware. Watkins, the intended receiver. The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
We got to step it up. Check 15.
Back near his goal line, Rivers. He's going to float this one deep right side.
Oh, my.
And that's going to be
I don't got nobody on
incomplete.
this team.
Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Delta! Hey! Go now! Hey, Foxtrot!
Working out of the gun, Rivers. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. And by the way, it's worth noting that the Packers are one of 3 teams that Phillip Rivers has never beaten in his long career in the league. Carolina is one, of course, his own team, the Chargers, another, and then the Packers rounding out the 3. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Keep it skinny. Hatch it. A little flare. Check. Crunch. Rush in.
From the gun, Rivers. And this is
Good
first catch for Keenan Allen.
Good catch, Keenan.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
1st and 10 at the 47.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Alpha! Undercut. Load it. Behind!
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Benjamin's got it. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. Rivers now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here.
Red! Red! Check, 93's the mic. 93's the mic. Check, 93's the mic.
Operating from the gun. Rivers. Being chased out left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Red! Red! Hey, I'm going to go load it. Load it. White! White, 89!
A second down throw for Rivers.
Oh.
And this is complete. It's Allen. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
That's my nigga Allen right there.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
Bring it! Kill! Hey, Rocket! Kill! Get on!
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Melvin Gordon, his 21st touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And we are tied at 7.
Get out that fucking 3-4, where the fuck you doing? Shit not about to work. You better get some corners out there, nigga. Better get some fucking corners out there. All them niggas are dummies. Except for Jair.
So we'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away.
Mama, I'm not throwing the Jair side, mama. Ooh, that's
this will be
safety.
taken very short.
Hit that nigga.
And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
This nigga career is
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
He's checking crap.
From the 17, Watson. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route.
Out of bounds.
And he'll be out of bounds.
Hell no.
Been able to get it up past the 45. So here, the men in charge are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
Come on, King. You heard Dean shit up, bro.
50 set. Play 10. 50 set. Come on. 124. No.
Off of play action, it's Watson.
Woo!
Man open, that's
You
Mark
better look this nigga ain't fast.
Scantling. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
This nigga is not fast. And open your ass.
First down, Packers.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says.
They're fucking around. Come on, nigga, you moving too slow for me.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Safety's creeping. Check 13. Slam. Line up, go.
After the penalty, it's Jones.
Hit him with the mud.
And
Hit him
the
with the
second
mud.
wave
Hit him
of
with the mud.
tacklers is going to get him
Hit him
as
with
they
the mud.
stop
Hit
him
him with the
behind the
mud.
line. Call that a loss of 5
Hit him
yards
with
on the
the
play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
I don't care. These niggas too slow for me, man. They be having all types of niggas in. You know who these niggas is.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from game. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He was looking for Watkins that time. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you're playing the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
Hey, Delta.
Now Rivers. Going deep for Benjamin. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
Hit him with some mud. Hit him with some mud. Hit him with some mud. Mud game on you high.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson.
Pick that shit off!
And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
6 guys. Check signature.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson.
Too late.
Escape, and he goes down.
That's that nigga out of
Chargers will use the 2nd of their
South Carolina.
timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little
South
under a
Carolina,
minute to
too
go
late.
in
That's a
this
good play.
first
You gotta
half.
make sure you
On
block.
4th down, J.K. Scott ready to put it away. Back deep, Travis Benjamin.
Gas crosses like I'm motherfucking 2 years old. Nigga.
This will be fielded at the 17.
No,
A
you
great
ain't hitting
return
nothing.
there of 22 yards.
Get down.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're starting to put some space here. First quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This 2nd quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right? Trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here.
It's that gang shit. It's that bang shit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Rivers. And he fires one incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Man, I got you. Hey, go Orange. Orange. Check 93's the mic.
On 3rd down, Rivers. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get to field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run it in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he knocks the ball
I know that play.
Falls incomplete.
Good shit, Hayward.
Casey Hayward, the Pro Bowler, there to knock it away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Watson to throw again. Steps away to his left. He'll try and run it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones.
Oh, this nigga got timeouts.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Same play, ass nigga. Same play, same play.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. Fielded about a yard deep.
We got this. The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
I don't even know why this nigga get in.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Give them 15 yards on that one and a Charger 1st down. So one play and they're already just shy of midfield.
Hey, Delta! Switch! Any weapon.
From the gun, Rivers. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Red Delta! Hey, Delta! Hey, high 7. Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic.
Rivers now. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
On 2nd and 9, Rivers. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Operating from the gun, Rivers. It's complete. Henry. Touchdown, LA. Hunter Henry. His 6th touchdown of the season. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Again, it's Jones. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
He's down, he's coming. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Shift! Watch the shift! Get him on! West! 59! 57's right. It's our field. It's our field. Down and go! Down and go!
On 2nd down now, it's Jones. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
From the red zone now, Watson. Complete to Jones.
Can we get a fumble?
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
To throw again on second down. Watson, Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Fielded about a yard deep.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Go orange. Orange. Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Pilot, 64, weak. Jam.
I didn't know do that shit.
Hey, easy. Wait, 89.
From the gun, Rivers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
This is it. Play T. Check 4. Check 3.
After the interception, here's Watson. And this is caught by Watkins. 25 yards that time. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Why do I always get a pick and that shit go left?
Casey Hayward.
Shit is retarded.
Big turnover there as his guys will
Shit
get
is
the
so
football
fucking
back.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, 1st down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Save this nigga, Amos.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check 180. Black 15. Shoot. Hey, check 24. General West. 49. Check 49. Alpha. Hey, Alpha.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That'll be incomplete.
I wish Mike was a little
Good
faster.
protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
Check 93's the mic. Hey, orbit. That's what I do. Check 93.
To throw on third down. Rivers. Flush to his right. He's airing it out for Williams. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's fourth down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10.
Set. Like 88. 89. 31. Switch.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Uchenna Nwosu got the sack there. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
That one good for 26 and a first down.
Come on.
Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
They'll run on first down. Jones. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
26. 57's the mic. Watch 57. I hope you brought your left because I'm about to take you behind him. Go.
To throw is Watson. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Jones. A solid move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Down at the 2. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. They come out here in the I. Now the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. So here we go. The Packers will line up to go for 2.
Hey. He's coming. Double up.
They'll try and run it in. And he'll be tackled short of the goal line. But there is a flag down. Let's see what the call is here. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion.
Wide, get wide. Check 24, check 24.
They're going to try and run for it. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, 79. Hey, exit. 93's the mic. Hey, check. Check, 93's the mic. 93's the mic. Hey, we got to get to the ball, D. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. 30 yards there. And, of course, the first down as well. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. Blake Martinez, the NFC's leading tackler a year ago, in on the stop.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On 2nd and 9, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack.
I'm going to go load it. Hey, Rocket.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Please, man.
Watson now to throw. Got a man. It's Tanyan complete. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Jones. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll keep it on the ground. Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running right, Jones. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Watson.
Oh, that's a big.
Incomplete.
Why is he throwing the ball
So
anyway?
the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. Desmond King there on the coverage. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
And I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. And his kick is good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Green Bay, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, it's just their second loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.